The U.S. has begun the year-long process of formally withdrawing from the Paris Climate Agreement. The deal calls for countries to voluntarily reduce carbon emissions. Early in his presidency, Donald Trump announced the U.S. would pull out, calling the agreement a bad deal for the U.S. and claiming it would put the American economy at an unfair disadvantage.
The Paris Accord would have been shutting down American producers with excessive regulatory restrictions like you would not believe, while allowing foreign producers to pollute with impunity. They were allowed to do what they were doing.
The Paris Agreement was negotiated in 2015 and took effect the following year. Chinese President Xi Jinping and then U.S. President Barack Obama led efforts to bring nearly every country in the world into the agreement. The U.S. withdrawal comes as a new wave of environmental activism is taking root. 16-year-old Swedish activist Greta Thunberg spoke at a rally in California over the weekend.
Right now, we are living in the beginning of a climate and ecological breakdown. And we cannot continue to look away from this crisis anymore.
Thunberg and other activists want the U.S. to drastically cut carbon emissions. But President Trump has pushed back on environmental regulations, targeting everything from high-efficiency light bulbs to auto emissions. The Green Climate Fund is a UN program that helps developing countries cope with climate change. During the Obama administration, the U.S. was the biggest contributor. This year, the U.S. contributed nothing.
If the United States were to decide to re-engage at any moment, they will be more than welcome. The United States have provided $1 billion to the Green Climate Fund during the last period. And so it's the fact that the United States did not contribute to this pledging conference doesn't mean that they will not in the future.
The U.S. won't formally be out of the Paris Climate Agreement until the day after next year's presidential election. If anyone besides Donald Trump is elected president, the U.S. can rejoin the deal in 30 days. Jim Spellman, CGTN, Washington.